Ray Allen got catfish. Hey, welcome back to another reaction. Name it, shut that mouth. Shut that mouth. So today we're gonna be reacting to. They said it was an accident, but was it really? And you know I'm here for the conspiracies. Before we get started, like, comment, share this video, subscribe. Let's get started. Let's get started. I'm all about the conspiracies, man.
If you've seen the 1996 film Celtic Pride, then you would know that it's basically about two crazy fans who hatched an elaborate scheme to sabotage the best player on the Utah Jazz, who happened to be destroying their Celtics in the NBA Finals by purposely getting him drunk at a nightclub before one of the games, so that he would become too hungover to perform for his team. And they even go as far as to kidnap the guy and hold him captive so he physically can't play in the finals, therefore making it easier on the Celtics. Now maybe it's just me, but it looks like someone must have taken a page out of this movie and tried to sabotage Michael Jordan in the 1997
Oh, with the
NBA
pizza?
Finals.
That what
Obviously
this
not
is?
the kidnapping part, but you know what I mean.
The pizza?
This movie only came out 1 year before the quote-unquote flu game.
That's
so this
true.
makes me wonder if someone got inspired by this. I find it kind of strange how
That is true. This came out before. That's true.
Utah Jazz were involved in both the movie and in real life. Basically, in this video, you're about to hear 3 stories, or if you want to say conspiracy theories, where it looked like a player was targeted. Let's get into it. On the day of July 18th, 2021, literally not even a month ago, Ray Allen was involved in a scary bike accident near his house after riding over a tree branch that was in the road. While distracted by a vehicle, he sustained multiple injuries and took to Instagram to show us what happened. Quote, "As I approached the end of my bike ride, I was cruising through my neighborhood and a car pulled up slowly behind me. I sped up to get out of the way. As I looked back behind me, the car was gone. But the minute I turned my head back to what was in front of me, it was too late. I ran over a tree branch that was in the road, and my front wheel went haywire and threw me from the bike. I landed on my face, shoulder, and hip." He would go on to say that he was forced to walk the rest of the way home while in complete shock of what just happened, and that he almost passed out when he got home. Now, at face value, it just seemed like an innocent accident.
that sound crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did like this, waiting for the car, but the car was going. He didn't see a branch when he was riding, looking forward. He looked there and looked back. There was a whole tree branch in the middle of the road. I don't know. That sounds a little sketchy.
As random as it appeared. Let's take a look at this 2019 State Farm commercial once again, shall we? Yeah, I know if you watched my last video, then you're probably sick and tired of me bringing this up. But I'm starting to think that this commercial is a rich source of warning signs. During this video, I told you to look in the background for a specific reason involving the jerseys hanging up on the wall. But I should have also told you to look at the left side of this frame as well. Do you guys see the bicycles that are mounted on the wall? Okay. Now remember, Ray Allen was riding a bicycle during his accident. And what else did he say was involved? None other than a car. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what does that have to do with Ray Allen? Well, if you think about it, what was the first team he was ever on? The Bucks.
That was a reach. That didn't have nothing to do with nothing. That was a reach.
This accident went down when the Milwaukee Bucks were in the middle of the NBA Finals, almost like it was supposed to all along. I think this is absolutely crazy, but if that's too supernatural or far-fetched for your taste, then should we consider that maybe it was his former stalker who tried to take him out?
They had a stalker?
If you didn't know already, Allen was a victim of catfishing not too long ago.
Ray Allen got catfish. That man got catfish. I know he hurting.
By a man who posed as a woman.
Oh, heck
and when
no.
Allen found out that he was pretending
I thought that man was married.
he immediately cut ties with the catfish. But apparently, the man wasn't too happy about that and would go on to make Ray Allen's life as miserable as possible.
What in the world?
So this raises
I
the
did not
question,
hear about this.
Could this scorned lover have been the person
What
behind
the
wheel?
heck?
Once again, Allen said that the car mysteriously...
I'm surprised what's it called, they had their show. 'Cause if they would have Ray Allen on there, that would have been they would have been so this the story we need. Let's put this on TV.
disappeared. So that meant
That's
that
crazy.
the person didn't even stop to see if he was okay. And could it be because maybe the person didn't care if he was okay?
I did not know that they
Now,
had a
to me,
stalker.
that only points to one explanation.
What the heck?
Or two if you're into that sort of stuff. Next, we're
What
going
was
to
that
dive
video
into
before
Game
this?
1 of the
Or before-
2014 NBA
what the-
Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat, aka the Cramp game. They
The
were
Cramp
going back
game.
and forth all night and remained a relatively close and pretty even game.
Was it
But
2013?
then, let's just say the Spurs obtained a huge advantage. The air conditioner in the AT&T Center apparently broke.
I know it was hot because it be hot over. I know it was hot, man. I know, man. What that Texas heat? I know it was hot.
Was bad news for everyone in the building as temperatures soared to over 90 degrees. But it
I'm
was
telling you, I
really
know
bad
that
news
was
for
hot.
LeBron, who had a history of severe cramping. In fact, it was said that the Heat had always made sure to keep their arena on the cooler side, specifically for LeBron James. Once again, the intense heat did affect everybody, but it looked like it affected LeBron the most. The rising temperatures eventually became so overwhelming
I know
by
them-
the fourth
them
quarter,
cramps is-
causing
ooh.
LeBron's cramps to become so unbearable, forcing him to head to the bench.
Yep.
And unfortunately had to sit out the final 4 minutes of the game, leaving the door wide open for the
Dog.
Spurs to take over.
Yep,
It
that's how them
sucked
cramps be
just
because you
as
can't
things were
move.
getting interesting, LeBron just couldn't go any longer.
That's the worst thing about cramps. Once you catch them, you can't move. You can't do nothing, man.
It was looking like there was
You be
gonna
trying to
an
run
epic
every time
finish
you
to the
jump
game,
and tighten
but
up like
instead,
that.
San Antonio went on a huge run to secure Game 1. Now you know there was gonna be some people out there who thought that the AC randomly going out was very suspicious. Many thought that someone had to have intentionally
Someone
gone out
cut
of
the
their
AC
way
off.
to sabotage the air conditioner, knowing that it would directly affect LeBron James. I mean, DJ Khaled certainly thought so.
Going to this,
You're
we
gonna
go
eat it in
to
San Antonio.
San Antonio where they turned the AC off.
Uh-huh.
They won that one game because they were cheaters. See, they got to win. Hold on, listen. They won, but they cheated.
Look at Stephen A.
You know that for a
Stephen A.
fact.
said.
Of course I do.
Oh, okay.
Of course
Who's
I
your
do.
source on that?
No, it's the streets.
I said the street
And unsurprisingly, Chuck just blamed the
women. Hey, if y'all haven't seen I got 2 videos. One, Charles Barkley making fun of everybody, got 1.5 million views so far, and another one him making fun of San Antonio women. This clip I put is in that one too. Now check that one. I'll put it up at the top. Check that out, man. That's hilarious.
Come on, big old women, sucked all the hair.
That's funny,
On a more
man.
serious note, people
They
actually
sucked all the
did
air
think
out the
that maybe
arena.
Greg Popovich had something to do with
Ah,
it.
Pop ain't
Just
doing
think
that.
about it. He more than likely knew that his players would not be affected by the heat because, after all, most of them had international experience, which meant that they had more experience in tough environments. Here's what Tim Duncan had
Come
to
on
say
now.
after the game. I don't think I've played in anything like this since I left the Virgin Islands. It was pretty bad out there. Tony Parker said, "We never have AC in Europe, so it didn't bother me at all." And Manu Ginobili simply said, "It was not a big deal." I mean, one of the greatest coaches of all time, Red Auerbach, used to do some crazy things himself to gain a competitive advantage. There were stories of him playing around with the conditions of the visiting locker room.
Oh my
so
gosh.
This theory is not totally out of the realm
Nah,
of
he didn't do
possibility.
that.
Also, believe it or not, there was speculation that maybe Gatorade was behind it all. Because if you recall,
Come on
James
now.
endorsed Gatorade's rival Powerade at the time. And LeBron's dehydration and subsequent exit was a disastrous PR moment for
Gatorade
the
did
sports
it.
drink.
Come on now.
After the game,
It
Gatorade
just be hot
decided
out.
to crack a few jokes on social media. Quote, "The person cramping wasn't our client. Our athletes can take the heat. We were
Oh,
waiting on the sidelines, but he prefers to drink something
they were
else."
so
And
salty.
here was LeBron's response. "I don't care about that drink group. I'm not even going to say their name." But this theory was quickly thrown.
That doesn't, man, that don't make no sense. Why in the world? I understand you're upset that this man didn't sign with you, but why would you make even more bad blood when later down the road you can sign the man? Oh, that's a bad move, man.
The window, because it turns out that although LeBron endorsed Powerade, he still drank Gatorade during those games because it was the official NBA sponsor.
You can't
All
do
in
nothing
all,
about that.
that game one loss quite possibly
They was
could have
tripping
went
there.
very
They-
differently if the air conditioner didn't malfunction, and it probably changed the course of the entire series. This mystery remains unsolved.
I don't think they
When
mess
Kobe
with it,
Bryant
man.
signed with Nike in the year 2003, it was like a match made in heaven. Both sides brought a lot to the table, as Bryant helped solidify
Just do
Nike's
it.
dominance in the market for basketball sneakers.
Boy, Kobe's
Their
is so
marriage
clean.
lasted for 17 years, so in Nike's head, there was no reason to think it would end anytime soon. But it turns out that literally a month before Kobe's untimely death, Kobe actually planned on ending his 17-year relationship with the company. That's right, before his passing, he reportedly wanted to leave Nike and start his own brand of sneakers
That
called
would've been
Mamba.
That
Now,
would've been
this brand
clean.
was basically gonna be player-owned, an independent sneaker brand. And with Kobe,
Mamba,
obviously
that would've been
being
sick.
who he was, would have easily been able to sign a lot of the top athletes in the league.
Yeah, that
This
would have been
shocking
clean.
information came to light when
I think they should still do that. I think they need to have someone like who would close with them.
entrepreneur Shervin Pishavar
Keep doing it.
revealed that he had met with Bryant in December of 2019 to discuss plans for the new company. Here's the
would do.
tweet that was posted in December of 2020. "I met with Kobe Bryant in late December 2019. Kobe wasn't happy with Nike and was going to leave it in 2020. Kobe was going to start Mamba, a shoe company owned by players. He passed away weeks later. What he was going to do in business was going to eclipse his sports career."
I think they should
When
still
it
like
comes to
keep
this
it
whole
going, man.
situation, the timing was kinda alarming if you ask me. I mean, just a month later after that meeting, he passes away, which meant two things. One, his fallout with Nike never occurred, and two, his brand therefore was never created. How convenient that when Nike got word that they would potentially be losing one of their biggest names to start his own brand, he passes away shortly after? Once again, the timing just doesn't sit well with me at all.
Yeah,
So
the
those were
timing is
3
bad.
times where it seemed like someone was
Oh, that would have been clean if Mamba. They should still do that. I think.
to get them. Make sure to comment down
They
below
said they
some
cut off
other
the
examples
AC.
that come to your mind. And of
Gatorade
course,
cut
don't
off the
forget
AC,
to
they
like and
tripping.
subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Gatorade ain't had nothing to do with that, man. That's it for this video. They said it was action, but wasn't really. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out.